homes and buying, different things. And so, I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, I haven't seen him. In quite some time.
Saying like that, people get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever.
100 million. If he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibility.
Floyd Mayweather's own family has broken their silence following his $42 million downfall. His father revealed that what started as a casual conversation about a car quickly escalated into a heated argument, resulting in a major falling out. When money comes, people change, he said, expressing his disappointment over how fame and fortune had strained their once close relationship.
At one time, we was coming up, we have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about? I'm just saying, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is what it is. Sometimes, hey, when people it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. If sometimes when people get money.
Jeff Mayweather also shared his thoughts, expressing both confusion and concern over Floyd's current lifestyle. He admitted he no longer understands what Floyd is doing, buying buildings and diving into one venture after another. Floyd's post-retirement life, he said, seems increasingly chaotic. Jeff noted the irony in Floyd retiring, only to repeatedly return through exhibition fights. To him, it appears Floyd just can't let go, not of the spotlight, and definitely not of the money.
I have no idea. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much. So we don't really get a chance to talk very much. And so I don't really know what's going on. I know he's doing things that, to better his life, like, buying homes and buying, different things. And so, I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, I haven't seen him. In quite some time. And I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions.
Floyd Mayweather once famously declared, "When it comes to legalizing bank robbing, I'm the best," a bold statement that reflected both his business savvy and signature arrogance. At the peak of his career, when he was turning fights into multi-million-dollar paydays, the line sounded like the ultimate flex. But now, those words feel less like bravado and more like a rationalization for reckless financial decisions. The same confidence that fueled his rise may have also kept him from seeing the risks looming ahead.
A quick heist. I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me.
A former business partner of Floyd Mayweather shared a startling revelation. Even at the height of his success, Mayweather was spending more than he earned. Whether he was pulling in $5 or $6 million a month or even more, his expenses outpaced his income. He reportedly overlooked taxes, ongoing bills, and essential financial obligations. That kind of mindset made it nearly impossible to maintain his wealth. Before long, the money started to vanish, swallowed up by unchecked and excessive spending.
Look, man, we both made some real money, but you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
Shit, he probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes. Say we make $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. We really don't got no paper like that saved
up. That's a fact.
So even if he's making $100 million, if he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but you know, me and you, we real. We never count nobody's paper. So
Not at all.
I hope he got 10 billion, and I hope he get out of his problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out. Like whatever the tab is, you know, he should be able to wire that.
Yeah, I think he could do that with no problem. I think he got all the money in the world. I think they may not want it. Some different countries be wanting different things. Think about it. How many times that, you know, we've been involved with something and we go, nah, man, we just throw some paper at it. And I'm talking back in the days when we were doing our little 1-2s.
Correct.
And nah, they don't want to drop the case. You be like, I'll put the money up for the lawyer. I'll put the money up for the bail. They don't want to drop it. You find yourself 9-10 months later sitting there like, oh shit, this shit's getting real. So I think that's the problem he's going through. I think it may be getting real.
Wow, that's crazy, man. And you would figure his big homie Al Heyman would rectify it.
Al's a powerhouse. Al's that dude. Al should be able to rectify anything. He's a Harvard lawyer.
Floyd has always taken pride in being his own boss, making his own deals, signing his own checks, and answering to no one. That fierce independence helped him conquer the boxing world, but it hasn't served him as well in the business arena. In finance, surrounding yourself with trusted advisors and experts isn't a sign of weakness, it's a smart move. But Floyd's refusal to rely on others has resulted in risky investments and questionable money management.
Floyd Mayweather, after the Aaron Chambers fight, went to Monaco and put 11 million on black. 50 million on black.
Everyone earns their own money. You do what you want with your money.
Yeah.
But to an extent, I don't respect it because you're someone that's in such a seat of influence. Especially when like, we were younger. We used to
look up to Floyd.
And what's he teaching the guys growing up? Oh, bro, spunk your money on
dumb shit.
Work so hard to get it, and then throw it away in the casino. Like, come on, man.
That's the thing. Look, that lifestyle, Floyd is not. One thing he come back to the exhibition with it, bro. Sure. I don't think Floyd. Don't get me wrong.
I think his level of broke is our level of rich.
Mayweather's flair for theatrics is nothing new. His grand entrance into Mexico aboard a tank is just one of many over-the-top stunts he's pulled to stay in the spotlight. But this obsession with dramatic displays often comes at a high cost, both literally and figuratively. Lavish spending on fleeting moments may seem like harmless showboating, but it points to something deeper, a compulsive need to uphold an image, even when that image no longer matches reality. One of the more troubling revelations came from Gervonta Davis, a boxer once mentored by Floyd Mayweather. Davis claimed that Floyd was detained in Dubai over unpaid debts related to expensive jewelry purchases. If true, the incident points to a deeper issue. Mayweather may be struggling to keep up with the very lifestyle he built his brand around. The man once viewed as untouchable is now facing whispers of financial trouble, the kind no flashy Instagram post can hide.
Speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather supposedly is held hostage in Dubai. Gervonta Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
People in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul like 2 years ago said that Floyd is actually broke. And it low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
There's a clear pattern in Mayweather's financial habits, acquiring luxury goods while delaying payment, or in some cases, avoiding it entirely. Reports from Dubai suggest that vendors and business contacts began to lose trust in him after repeated incidents of unpaid debts. A lifestyle built on credit, image, and borrowed time is unsustainable. Even billionaires can't stay afloat if they constantly dodge their financial responsibilities.
The Tank's come out with a bit of a mad statement, and he said that Floyd Mayweather has been held captive in Dubai because he owes people money and he can't pay them, or won't pay them, one or the other. Before I carry on, please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Now for me, the idea that one of the richest men in the world cannot pay somebody in Dubai is a bit mad. However, Tank Davis has come out and said ask Floyd to go live right now, and he can't. Which is a fair point, and knowing how Mayweather's ego is, if it was possible for him to go live, he would be responding to this straight off the bat. Now that being said, it wasn't that long ago since we saw that video call between him and Bill Haney on the internet. So whether this is true or not, I do not know. It could just be Tank throwing shots at Floyd Mayweather, because I know that relationship has been a little bit ropey in the last few years. But you never know, especially with somebody like Mayweather, who sometimes comes across with a bit of a god complex. Maybe he's just trying to screw in the wrong people. But let me know what you guys think to this. Do you think that Floyd Mayweather is being held captive in Dubai? Or do you think this is just Tank Davis stirring up some stuff? Let me know in the comments. As always, like a favourite, save a share, all appreciated. Please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Peace out.
Davis also suggested that Floyd struggles with watching other fighters rise above him. While that might be expected from a fierce competitor, it hints at something deeper, an ego that refuses to step aside. Floyd's relentless drive to stay on top seems rooted in a fear of being forgotten. But in clinging to the spotlight, he risks overshadowing and even holding back the very fighters he once mentored, undermining his legacy instead of securing it.
Mayweather set you up against Pedraza. Did he really think Pedraza was going to beat you?
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation, so he just threw me out there.
Why do you think
he was hurt? He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt, he was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight? Gonna be there. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Who's next in line? Just so you're next in line.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate for like fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad.
You're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this, I'm that, and it just I don't know.
Despite Floyd's claims of earning over $350 million from certain fights, insiders have revealed that many of those figures were greatly exaggerated. In reality, his earnings in several cases were closer to $60 million. This tendency to inflate his income seems aimed at maintaining his larger-than-life persona, but it also raises questions about the true size of his fortune. The wealth he flaunts may not be as massive or as real as he wants the public to believe.
How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
You know, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Podcaster Joe Rogan recently highlighted another concerning issue: Floyd's tendency to neglect taxes. According to Rogan, this habit could explain why the IRS has been closely monitoring him. Despite his flashy lifestyle, tax authorities aren't impressed. Ignoring federal obligations could quickly spiral into a legal nightmare, regardless of how many millions he once earned.
You owe that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect, and it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money, there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has 15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn offered a direct evaluation of Mayweather's recent career choices. He views the ongoing exhibition matches and risky investments as clear signs that Floyd is still chasing money. For someone who was expected to have enough, Floyd's apparent desperation stands out. Hearn suggests that the need to keep earning may not just be about staying in the spotlight, it could be about survival.
How about Mayweather?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could of his era. But he was a different kind of skill set, you know. He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you
For
think
money.
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't think he needs the money. But you know when you've got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending...
It's a lot of expense.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather was once idolized, but that image is now deteriorating. Fans are starting to question his credibility after uncovering that many of his bold claims, especially those about property ownership, are untrue. For someone who built his public persona around success and wealth, being exposed like this is a serious blow. The increasing distrust among fans is one of the clearest indicators that his star is beginning to fade.
Hey, who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan, and he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution. It shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And on a point like this, because we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Mayweather often bragged about owning land in New York, using it as a symbol of his savvy investments. However, insiders now suggest that this claim may have been exaggerated. If he has overstated his property holdings, it highlights a troubling pattern of crafting an image that doesn't match the reality.
If that's safe to say, I should say.
But we might see him more in New York, maybe?
Well, I live in New York.
I know. By the way, I saw you bought like 40 apartments or something.
Well, no, actually,
I think you bought New York. I mean, oh my God.
I didn't buy New York, but I feel like everyone should own a piece of the earth. And I feel like you can't go wrong with New York real estate. So what I did was, in one of my portfolios, because I don't know the exact number, because they said if you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more.
Joe Rogan provided another perspective on Mayweather's obsession with luxury. The constant flow of diamond watches, exotic cars, and designer clothes may not simply be about status, it could be a way to mask deeper insecurities. Despite claiming to be untouchable, Floyd seems strangely desperate for validation. True confidence, Rogan suggests, doesn't need constant display.
The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars and still fucks everybody up. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying, it looked like he's partying, he's drinking water, and then he would have his driver drive, and with his pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude was always trained.
One of the most revealing moments in Floyd's life came from his longtime friend, 50 Cent. During a tough period when Floyd faced jail time, 50 Cent stepped in to manage his business and invested $2 million of his own money into Mayweather Promotions. However, Floyd denied ever requesting the help and never repaid him. This betrayal ultimately shattered their friendship.
50 Cent and Mayweather.
Yeah.
This looked like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened?
As he was actually going into jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather Promotion. As he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC. So technically, Floyd is a golden boy fighter. They build the whole show.
Yeah.
When he comes home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign, where, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that. When he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. Like, Floyd, he ain't that, man. I'm telling you, man, like, if they push me to a certain point, I'll mess up in front of everybody. Because it's just the way I'm brought up. Like, I never ran from anything because I didn't have nobody to go to. I've always had where I'm going, home to get me.
In a recent video, Floyd made it clear that money is the one thing he will never compromise on. While he's willing to make concessions in other areas, even boxing, when it comes to finances, he refuses to budge. This unwavering stance might seem admirable at first glance, but in reality, it has often led him into unnecessary conflicts and fractured relationships.
My thing is that we can't fuck up the money. We can't fuck up the money no matter what. We can fuck up a lot of things. We can fuck up the club. We can fuck up a house. We can fuck up a car, but we can't fuck up the money.
So you mean to tell me at the minute where your uncle and...
I knew a fine was coming instantly.
You knew a fine was coming?
I knew it.
But not one piece of your thing said, let me go snuff Judah real quick.
No? I was already taking care of business.
Okay, all right. You said, fuck that, let's stay on the back.
Let's keep it, my thing was this. We're professionals. I'm not an amateur. This is not a street fight. So when you're a professional and you're a veteran, you got experience.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.